welcome to a new episode of Short Film Saturdays. I'm your old pal, the Moo Cow, aka Paulie Presenza, and I'm joined by.
Jonathan A. Moody, your co-host.
All right, and together we have a short film from 2017 by writer and director Rob Carter called The Raisin. And it's well, if you look on Internet Movie Database, it says it's a rural romance centered around the story of one raisin, which, I mean, it kind of sort of is. It's just
Not really a romance.
strange. Well, there's like the possibility of romance. It seems like
Not really. I don't think that man would ever get with anybody. He looked like a
I
just
th-
a
I think that's the thing. I think that would have happened, except that rascally squirrel ruined it for everybody
no.
because it stole a raisin.
I don't think it would have happened out. By the way, we're gonna have spoilers on this. Can't do really anything without spoiling anything. Paul just spoiled something of it anyway. But
Sorry, it's gonna happen.
yeah, it's gonna happen because it's a short film. We really can't, talk about it without talking about it. But no, I think I think that I understand like they got off on the wrong foot because she said 5,000, raisins, and he said, "How do you know?" And she was just guessing, and he took that as a literal like, you're supposed to know how many raisins are in my, ass or whatever wherever were. I thought there was one like stuck up his ass, and that's why he was like,
No, no, no. It was
uh,
that rascally squirrel that did it.
the rascally squirrel that he does not like. He doesn't like liars, and he doesn't like squirrels. And um,
Yeah, it's couple of strong points for the film. First of all, the cinematography is amazing. I
mm,
don't know where they shot this, but it was in a beautiful stone cabin in the middle of a green, lush area, and I'm like, man, I could be an old man out there, living on chocolate covered
honest,
raisins and
honestly, this
potatoes.
sounds more like you anyway. Like,
I know.
you turn away an old woman because she lied about how many raisins were in your, you know,
And
uh,
it's funny because like she's doing him a favor by bringing his purse back, and she kind of likes him, but he's just got these weird, unrealistic expectations, and it's not until too late that he figures out that it was the damn squirrel. That's why
that
he hates
rascally
squirrels.
squirrel. Yeah, they steal all his raisins, or at least one of them. No, but I think if it weren't that, there would be she would say something else, and he would consider that lying, and then he would just dump her. Like this
Potentially.
character, yeah, man. Even if she were telling the truth, and he was like, "Oh wow, that was 5,000," right? You know, he would
Mm-hmm.
have saw she would have said something like something else, and he would have said, "Oh no, you're lying. Get out." You know? And I mean, that's just how the character is, which is fine because he lives alone. He's by himself. He doesn't seem to mind that,
He seems a little wackadoodle.
Yeah, I don't think he could ever have a relationship. That's just my opinion. But and it's funny that they call it a romance. It really isn't, but whatever. Hey, she wants it to be, I think. You know.
Yeah, yeah. It's like two ships that almost manage to pass in the night, but a squirrel gets in the way. And
I would have thought that you'd hate this movie because you hate when women are kind of treated badly, and the old woman
well,
here is treated badly.
yeah, but I mean, I like it because it shows you what is that like 9 minutes long? It shows you how much you can do for just 9 minutes. Again, I was blown away by the cinematography. Turns out these are all British folks, even though they didn't really have too thick of a British accent. So it was shot over there. I really enjoyed just the way that it looked and some of the camera angles. It was less
Mhm.
to me about the story than it was about the production levels for a
Oh,
short film like that.
I could see why it was an award-winning short film. They put that in the parentheses there. So the Raisin award-winning short film. So that's how you can find it on YouTube. I can see why because the cinematography is amazing. The just the atmosphere where the wind is blowing and you can see it, and
Hmm.
everything, and the audio is crisp and clear, and everything was well done. as far as technical stuff goes.
So the main actors are Trevor Allen Davies playing the old man. He was actually in Kick-Ass 2,
Nice.
and he was in Game of Thrones.
Who was in
And
Game of Thrones? Just a
yeah, he was Fens. I don't remember who that character was, but he was in one episode in 2014.
nice.
And he was in a TV show called Witch Hunt, A Century of Murders, and two episodes of that, and a few other TV shows as well. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. And then the old lady was Helen Ryan, and she's been in a bunch of stuff, starting with The Elephant Man, where she plays Princess Alex. She was in the Edward the King miniseries from back in the '80s. I don't know, you probably weren't around for that one, but it was kind of a big deal back then. Um, and things like there was a movie called The Lift back in 1965. So she's been acting since 1965 and just been in a whole bunch of different things. So they're both veteran actors, and I thought they did a good job considering they have odd characters.
And the squirrel, we can't forget the squirrel
And forget the squirrel playing himself.
playing himself, a little rascal. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know. It was fun. It was cute. It's just a little weird. I don't know. We just watched a weird one too, so we did two weird ones this. Maybe that was your plan, or whatever after watching.
Oh well, this was one I had, on my list of short films that I was gonna just download because we were
Yeah.
watching them in the studio, but don't have to now.
No, you don't have to. No. Unless you want to keep it for yourself, if you want to.
Well, again, this is easily found on YouTube. So if you guys are interested, you want to see something a little offbeat that looks really good, check it out on YouTube. It's called The
Yeah,
Raisin.
the
Very simple.
reason. I mean, I enjoyed it. I think other people who are much like me, who are more mainstream, will still enjoy the movie. Like it's not a hard movie to follow, and it's 9 minutes long, so it's not very long, you know. And so there you go.
And it's the raisin, so it's all about that missing raisin.
Mhm. The missing. That's. I almost feel like that's what the title should have been called. The missing. Well, I guess no. Then that kind of gives it away a little bit,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So yeah, just the raisin is good. You know, I I would hope that you guys would enjoy this movie.
I have to say, part of me wishes that Brad Twigg was involved so we could have a zombie squirrel from MILFs versus Zombies, and then we could have a zombie squirrel taking the raisin.
No, and I don't think that that's a thing. You know, though the zombie squirrel should get its own short film.
Hell yeah.
That I would be down for, but leave it out of the raisin. I think the raisin had the perfect squirrel in there. He was a little cutie pie. So
Yep.
he
One of the other reasons I was going to do this in the studio was hopefully Just Jen, because Just Jen has pesky squirrels in her yard, and her boyfriend loves to feed them, and it drives her crazy. So I was like, oh, there's a squirrel for you. I send her squirrel memes on occasion just to mess with
I'll send her this movie. She'll never
her.
know it has a squirrel until later. So, and then it will say, "I hate squirrels," and she'll be like, "I'm with you, buddy."
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. So there you go. Well, thank you guys for. I guess is that it, or was there more?
Yeah, I think that's it. Not much else to say. It's a
I
short
know
film.
it's a short film, and I mean, there's really not much else going on in the movie itself. So, um, I kind of feel bad for the character that he's going to be alone probably for the rest of his life.
Well, with his cut chocolate covered raisins and potatoes.
And potatoes, but still, like, after a while, that probably does get a little old. So, anywho, hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll be back next month with a brand new episode. I think we're hoping. Don't count us on that because you have no idea until we shoot these things. So, but that's the plan for now. But until then, everybody, I hope you guys enjoy this, and we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bah.